Hello, I'm Jeff Ohlms. We're back here at CFPD Station 2. We're going to do a truck walk around, like a little tour. So the district actually has all of our Station 1, Station 2, and Station 3 actually have the exact same truck and the exact same setup. So it helps with efficiency. If we're trying to look for an axe, it's on the same truck. So we'll start with the front here. Front is our water intake, our large diameter intake. So if we have a working fire, we need to get water real quick, or we need to fill the truck up, we can deploy this hose onto a hydrant, and that's how we get water to the truck. So we'll do a walk around here. Obviously, this is where the driver drives the truck, obviously. Pretty simple. We actually have a driver, a captain, firefighter in the back, and if manning allows it, we can actually have up to 4 people on this truck, but the minimum we run is with 3. For us, the driver and the firefighter, we can swap jobs back and forth. So today, I'm riding in the back, but next week, I could be driving too. So in the back in our jump seat area, we have a lot of tools, a lot of thermal imaging camera. It's our gear. Let's have our SCBA bottles are in our seats for quick deployment onto us if we have a working fire and we don't want to breathe the toxic fumes. People always ask about water. We actually have a small college fridge full of water, so we can stay hydrated on those calls. Next compartment here in our cab, we have our fire extinguishers. We have a dry chem extinguisher, water extinguisher, some traffic cones, and also some other highway lights to make sure we're safe out on the highway. Next compartment here, you can see we have red line, orange line, yellow line. Our lines are color coded, so if we're inside the house and we have several lines inside, and we can say we're on the red line, we need more pressure, less pressure, we can call that out. So we have different lines that we pulled based on their different diameter, based on how much fire we have. Obviously, more water needed for bigger fires, we can grab the yellow line. For more traditional fires, most of what we pull is the 1.88 diameter. Pump panel, like I said, that's where the driver, this is his job right here, this is his office, we'll call it. So mainly all the gauges and valves here, all are letting water in or out of the truck, somehow, some way, with certain pressures. We also have foam on this truck. We can deploy that for if needed. We also carry 750 gallons of water on this truck. So that can get us through until we can actually hit that hydrant, which I just talked about earlier. With that engineer, he's going to need a lot of different appliances. So we have all different types of appliances. We're trying to go from large hose to smaller hose to big hose, you know, 1 hose into 3 hoses, whatever the case may be. All of our trucks have these appliances. We also have capabilities to deploy foam, so we have some foam nozzles. We also have electrical connections if we need those to run our fans or anything else, portable lights. Also backing up on here, you can see we do have a booster reel that we can use for smaller fires, and also we have an onboard generator, so we can deploy cord reels in electrical boxes on either sides of the truck to make sure we have electric on scene. Firefighters can be multitasked when it comes to rescues. So on the top here, we actually have water rescue suits. These can be deployed if we're having someone on ice or in water. We can go out on the ice and we can actually rescue people, which we've actually done. We have special ropes for that. Plus we also have just simple rescue ropes. So in this bag we also carry, obviously if we're working on water, around water, we'll have our life jackets and our rescue helmets. We also have throw bags, so we can throw, if we don't have to get in the water, we can just throw a rescue bag to someone in the water. We have those also. In the back here, we also carry a large bag for rigging, for rope rescue. And also this bottle right here is actually called a RIT bottle. So unfortunately, sometimes firefighters get lost in buildings and they run out of air. This is our rescue to go in and get them and make sure that they have air so we can resupply them and get them out. We can also use this for a patient that's been in a fire, that we can go in once we find them. We can put them on air, the same type of air that we're breathing, then we can bring them out of the structure. Throughout the truck, you're going to see we have spare bottles. We do use quite a bit of air on scene. We don't have a compressor, nothing like that on the truck, so we just carry extra bottles. We'll keep moving around. This is all of our saws and all of our fans. Obviously, we have to do some cutting on some houses, trying to, whatever the case may be, whatever our chore may be, so we have several different kinds of saws. Also, a lot of smoke in these residences that are on fire. So we have a gas-powered and electric fans. We can turn over a lot of air, get a lot of smoke out of these residences that are on fire. Obviously up top we have our hose. We have all different types of hose. We have large diameter hose. We have supply hose. We have hotel pack type hoses that we can use in standpipes. Also, we run a lot of car wrecks. So, the typical term, the jaws of life, we actually have our spreaders and our cutters with our gas-powered unit. We start that up. We have a cord reel all pre-piped. We can go right, park close to the scene, go right out, and do our extrication. Okay, so on the back side of the truck, you saw we had the jaws of life. So this compartment here pretty much supports all sort of rescue when it comes to car extrications, any sort of stabilization. So at the top, we have some cribbing. We have some airbags that we can inflate to lift large and heavy objects. We have some struts here that we can use to stabilize the vehicle if it's on its side or our semi-truck, and just a lot more cribbing and support for any sort of heavy rescue if we come across that. Like I said before, on the other side of the truck, we also carry a lot of SCBA bottles. Once again, when we go into a house, we use that air up quite a bit. You can, depending on the task that you have, one of these bottles will last us about, let's say an average, about 15 minutes or so, give or take. So we come back out, we can grab another one. We have some tarps and some lighting, to help preserve people's property, conserving the damage. If you ever look at our calls, we do run a lot of EMS calls. The always question is, why is a fire truck running with the EMS? When people dial 911 and they have some key terms that they say about the patient, that triggers us to go. We are finding people in basements, we're finding people in second stories, we're finding people in their bathrooms, and sometimes you just have two paramedics. It's hard for them to give care, transport them out to the ambulance to actually get to the hospital. So with us, we're always considering a worst case scenario. So we carry obviously all of our EMS equipment, which is all in this area right here. We also carry all of our hand tools here, and also some other specialized rescue patient packaging devices for people that are in confined spaces. If you look at the top of the truck, we actually carry all of our ladders. Very efficient way to carry ladders is up on top. We can actually just press a button and the ladders actually come down actually to my level, so we can actually take them right off the truck. Once again, on the other side of the truck was the pump panel where the engineer is. Once again, we just have more places here that the water can be coming out of the truck, or we can introduce water back into the truck, and also more of that electrical on-scene lighting with our cord for our hydraulic generator. Same thing, if we have the fire on that side of the truck, we can pull from that side. The fire's on this side of the truck with the captain talking us, giving us an action plan. When we show up, we can actually pull the line that he talks about. We have gasoline for running our saws and power equipment, and also in the wintertime and also a lot of car wrecks, we do carry just simple oil dry for car wrecks, for the liquids that are on the highways. Once again, we have a walk-through cab, as you can see. Once again, same equipment, the Halligans, the tools for forcing entry, the infrared camera that we can look through smoke to see when we're doing search and rescue. And also the captain's seat, which I talked about earlier. If you were watching that video with our GPS dispatching, lets us know all the calls that are going on in the county.